Every year, the world witnesses countless tragic deaths, accidents, mistakes, and unexpected turns that remind us how fragile life can be. But sometimes, the way these tragedies unfold is so bizarre, so hard to believe, that they sound like something from a movie script rather than reality. These are not made-up stories. They really happened. And though they're strange, each one hides a lesson about the choices we make, the shortcuts we take, and the importance of simple caution. Today, we'll explore 5 of the dumbest yet real-life ways people have died. Stories that shocked the world, baffled investigators, and left behind unforgettable cautionary lessons. So sit tight, stay curious, and maybe, just maybe, you'll think twice the next time you're about to do something risky just for fun. 1. Philip Quinn, the lava lamp explosion. 2004. In 2004, 24-year-old Philip Quinn from Kent, Washington, was enjoying a quiet night at home. He was a normal young man, curious, creative, and fascinated by little experiments. On that particular evening, he was mesmerized by his lava lamp, a decorative glass container filled with liquid and colorful wax that dances when warmed. But the lamp wasn't heating fast enough. The bubbles weren't forming. The glow was too slow. And that's when impatience became deadly curiosity. Incident. Instead of letting the lamp warm up safely as intended, Philip thought he could speed things up. He placed the lamp directly on the stovetop, a simple household stove designed to heat food, not glass ornaments. Within minutes, the lamp's temperature skyrocketed. The heat built pressure inside the sealed container until, without warning, it exploded with tremendous force. Result? A sharp piece of glass flew across the room, hitting Philip in the chest with incredible speed. The impact pierced his heart, and he collapsed instantly. When police arrived, they found fragments of glass scattered across the kitchen floor, the stovetop still warm, and the tragic evidence of one impulsive decision. Lesson: it's easy to think we can outsmart simple tools or speed up time with clever shortcuts. But safety warnings exist for a reason. If Philip had waited a few more minutes, he would have lived to enjoy the warm, relaxing glow of that lamp. Instead, his story became a heartbreaking reminder that patience saves lives. 2. David Grunman Cactus Karma, 1982. On February 4th, 1982, 27-year-old David Grunman and his roommate drove out into the Arizona desert for a day of target practice. Armed with a shotgun and a sense of adventure, David wanted to do something bold, something that would make for an unforgettable afternoon. What he didn't realize was that his choice of target would turn nature itself against him. Incident. After shooting at a few small cacti, David turned his attention to a giant saguaro cactus, a desert icon that can live for more than 150 years and grow up to 40 feet tall. These cacti are protected by law for their cultural and environmental significance. But to David, it was just a massive target. He fired round after round into the plant, laughing as pieces of the cactus fell. Then, with one more blast, everything changed. Result: a 4-foot arm from the cactus weighing several hundred pounds broke loose and came crashing down directly onto him. The impact was instant and fatal. By the time his roommate reached him, it was too late. Local authorities and desert residents were both stunned and saddened. The story quickly spread, earning the nickname Cactus Karma. Lesson: nature is ancient, powerful, and patient. What stands for hundreds of years doesn't take kindly to reckless destruction. David's story serves as a reminder. If you challenge the natural world, sometimes it challenges you back, and nature always wins. 3. Hans Steininger, the man killed by his beard. 1567. Setup. More than 450 years ago, in the small Austrian town of Braunau am Inn, lived Hans Steininger, a respected mayor known for his leadership, calm presence, and most of all, his extraordinary sass. Beard. At 4.5 feet long, it wasn't just facial hair, it was practically a legend. He was proud of it, often rolling it up and tucking it into his pocket as he went about his daily duties. People admired it, joked about it, and even called it his symbol of wisdom. But one tragic day, that same beard would betray him. Incident. In September 1567, a sudden fire broke out in the town. Chaos spread as residents ran to put out the flames. In his rush to help, Hans forgot to tuck his beard away. As he hurried down a narrow flight of stone stairs, his long beard swung loose, brushed the ground, and got caught under his foot. Result? He stumbled forward, lost his balance, and fell violently down the staircase. The fall broke his neck, ending his life instantly. The town mourned deeply. They buried him with honor, and his beard became a historical curiosity, a reminder of how even pride in something beautiful can lead to disaster if forgotten at the wrong moment. Lesson: what we value most can sometimes put us at risk if we're not careful. Hans's death teaches that no matter how unique or special something is, safety should always come first. And yes, sometimes, even a beard can be too long. 4. Jennifer Strange. The Water Challenge 2007. It was January 12, 2007. Jennifer Strange, a 28-year-old mother from Sacramento, California, entered a radio contest called Hold Your Wii for a Wii. The rules were simple: drink as much water as possible without using the restroom. The last person standing would win a brand new Nintendo Wii for their kids. Jennifer joined with good spirits, smiling and joking with the radio hosts as she drank bottle after bottle. The hosts laughed, teasing the contestants about their growing discomfort, but none of them realized the danger. Incident: as the contest continued, Jennifer began to feel dizzy and nauseous. Her body was absorbing too much water too quickly, diluting the sodium in her blood, a condition known as hyponatremia, or water intoxication. Her head pounded, her stomach bloated, and she felt lightheaded. She eventually dropped out of the contest and went home, telling coworkers she had a terrible headache. Result? A few hours later, Jennifer was found unconscious in her bathroom. Emergency responders could not revive her. The autopsy confirmed that she had died from water intoxication, a tragic irony, given how harmless water seems. Her family sued the radio station for negligence, pointing out that medical professionals had warned the hosts about the dangers of the contest. The lawsuit ended in a $16 million settlement. Lesson: water sustains life, but too much of anything, even something pure, can be deadly. Moderation isn't just advice, it's survival. Jennifer's story is a heartbreaking reminder that some competitions aren't worth winning. 5. Jimmy Heselden. The Segway Cliff Tragedy 2010. In 2010, Jimmy Heselden, a British entrepreneur and philanthropist, was one of the wealthiest men in England. After a successful career in engineering, he purchased the Segway company, the maker of the futuristic two-wheeled personal transport device. He was known not only for innovation but also for his generosity, having donated millions to local charities. But one calm September morning, a test drive would turn fatal. Incident: on his private estate near West Yorkshire, Jimmy took an off-road Segway for a spin. The terrain was hilly, lined with narrow trails and steep drop-offs. He maneuvered carefully, enjoying the quiet countryside. But as he reversed to make way for another pedestrian, his wheels rolled too close to the edge. The Segway slipped off balance, and both man and machine plunged over a 4-foot cliff into the river wharf below. Result: rescue teams arrived quickly, but there was nothing they could do. Jimmy's death shocked the world not just because of the accident, but because it involved the very invention his company was built on. Lesson: even the most advanced technology can't replace basic caution. No matter how confident we are, gravity doesn't forgive mistakes. Jimmy's passing was mourned not only as a loss of a great innovator, but as a reminder that even progress has limits when it comes to safety. 6. Vladimir Leonidov. The Exploding Chewing Gum 2009. In 2009, Vladimir Leonidov, a 25-year-old chemistry student from Ukraine, had a habit of dipping his brina, chewing gum in citric acid powder to make it more sour. He was smart, curious, and known for experimenting with different substances at home. Incident: one day, while studying, he reached for a small container of white powder on his desk, assuming it was citric acid as usual. But he had two nearly identical jars. One contained citric acid, the other a highly unstable experimental compound he'd been working with in his lab. He dipped the gum, put it in his mouth, and within seconds, a small explosion occurred. Result: the blast was powerful enough to cause instant fatal injuries. Investigators later found traces of the explosive chemical on his workspace. His tragic mistake was mixing food and science without proper labeling or separation. Lesson: curiosity drives discovery. but caution sustains life. In experiments, safety must always come before habit, because in chemistry, even a small mix-up can mean the difference between a discovery and disaster. Each of these stories, from the lava lamp to the cactus, the beard to the water challenge, share one thing in common: they were all preventable. They remind us that life doesn't always end with grand drama or deep meaning. Sometimes, it's one small decision, one moment of overconfidence, 1 second of impatience, one ignored warning that changes everything. These aren't just dumb ways to die. They are human stories filled with curiosity, mistakes, and lessons. They remind us to respect the ordinary things around us, to pause before acting, and to never underestimate the consequences of just trying something out. In a world full of distractions and shortcuts, the simplest advice remains timeless. Slow down, think, and stay safe. And those were the top 5 dumbest ways people have died.
Wait,
ever true stories that shocked the world.
Is this safe?
Which story amazed or shocked you the most? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think. If you learned something new today, or if these real-life stories made you think twice about safety, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable true stories that both educate and inspire. Thanks for watching, and remember, safety isn't boring, it's what keeps you alive.